Hello YouTube, this is going to serve as an update to the Road to a Bigger Back playlist, and I chose to do it now even though the back is not where I want it to be yet, but the cold months are going to come. I'm going to be covered with a sweat all the time, so if I don't do it now, it's going to be in 6-7 months, and I think that I've made enough improvements that I can showcase it to you guys. So for the people who haven't watched the first edition, I suggest you go check it out because it's going to help you understand the transition and the evolution of my back. My goals have been fairly simple and my efforts have been focused on 3 body parts: the upper traps, the lats, and the rear delts, because those were the ones that were the weakest for my upper back and my back in general. So in terms of update, I've actually put on some good mass on the lats, and I now have actually something to show for when I do a front lat spread. Just going to show you the results a little bit lower here. So I've actually managed with all of the pull-ups, all of the pullovers, to 1, develop a good connection with those lats, and 2, to also learn how to pull them out a little bit more. And I actually now have something that starts to resemble a lat, which I didn't used to have. So I still need to focus a lot of efforts on it, of course, because they're still underdeveloped, but I'm starting to get some vascularity in the area. And I do think that lats do improve a physique. Ooh, come back, camera. Regardless of your proportions, but I can tell you that for me, it makes a big difference. So yeah, there was some good growth. That's pullovers right there. So if you want to know more about the lats, I suggest you check the Road to a Bigger Back playlist. I show everything I do here. For the rest of the back, I actually shed a good amount of fat in this area. The lower back is still pretty fatty, but the upper back by itself grew. And what I'm happiest too is those real delts that now actually pop a little bit. There's a decent visual aspect to it now, where before there really was nothing there. So now I actually got that roundness going on a little bit. And the funny thing too with the lats is that now that I have some, I can push with them on the actual delt, which now gives it that roundness, and you can see the real delt here that pops a little bit more. So that's actually a thing for people who wonder, 3D delts, how do you build them? Well, you don't build them, you build what's underneath. You build those lats, those latissimus, and it's going to actually push upward on the delt. And the same sort of goes for the triceps. You can really push on that long head now that you have lats if you build them. So the real delt, same logic, nice growth here. I'm happy, still not satisfied, of course. I want them to be bigger, but I'm happy with what they became. And for the rest of the upper back, if I can show you some poses maybe. I don't think I grew most of the traps as much as the rest because I don't focus on them as much, but they actually do look much nicer now because I actually have leaned out quite a bit. Thanks to the recomp, I really need to learn how to do a front lat spread and all that stuff because I'm really bad at that. I know you're supposed to, when I do this, maybe push like this, I really need to work on it because if I do this, I feel like my chest overpowers the lats immediately. So for me, it's more like pushing it like this maybe. Yeah, I really need to work on that. If there's a bodybuilding show, I need to know how to properly showcase all of that. So these are for the lats, for the rear delts, and for the upper traps. Weighted stretch all day, every day. I actually really like the look of them now. And the best part about the upper traps actually is that you don't really have to do a ton for them because weighted stretch usually takes care of it. I've been doing a lot of shrugs too to grow them. They can grow more, of course. So I'm just going to continue. Those 3 aspects, I'm not completely done yet, but of course, I'm going to continue working on them because you can never have too much upper back, in my opinion. Yeah, and if you look at this here, you can see my, you can see the rhomboid and the lower back popping from this angle, even though they're not supposed to pop from here, but I work them so much that that's all that those deadlifts, good mornings, that's what grows them. Yeah. And for me, the lats too is, this portion was always strong, the lower lat was always the issue. But I found that really pull-ups and pullovers have done a good job at developing them. And now the good thing about the lats too is I can have them press when I pose. So if I press them, I actually get the definition much more. Yeah, I really need to work on the posing for the upper back. But yeah, that's pretty much that for this update. As you can see, the mid and lower traps are always dominant with my physique. It's always been a strong point. And these come from deadlift. It's just weighted stretch on the deadlift. So I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you for watching. I'm waiting to enter a bodybuilding competition, but if there is none to enter, I cannot. So I'm waiting for people to get their stuff in order, and the second I can, I will enter because I want to showcase what I've built. Thanks for watching, and I'll check up on you when I do another update for one of these, for another body part, hopefully before the dead of winter. Have a good day.